Welcome. It is a Friday night. I'm going on at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. Basically because a lot of my other friends do live videos and stuff like that at the back half of the day. So I'm doing a video to get this out of the way so I can join them live later on. What a nice guy I am. Let me zoom in on these speakers, flash my face. So silly. All right, we're just going to get rolling with some music in the background, and then I'll wait for chat to jump in, and then I'll answer all the questions, and we'll have a discussion about the speakers today. They are the Radiant Acoustics Clarity 6.2 stand mount bookshelf speakers. Two passive radiators, one on either side, a Purify 6.5-inch woofer on the front. I believe it's a treated paper. I'm not sure. Doesn't look like a raw paper driver. It's not the aluminum drivers as far as I know. I don't know the dimensions of the AMT tweeter, but it is an AMT tweeter inside of a waveguide with the fins that help with its dispersion pattern. And that's what we're looking at. It's about 85 dB sensitivity, so it's a little low on my volume. It's been a lot of fun to learn about. I've had them at home for the last week and a half. I listen to them on the weekends, after work when I can afford the time to listen after work. And yeah, Friday I'm doing this live. I guess it's a little bit early. There's no one watching and no one in the chat as of right now. So I'm assuming that the November 1st Friday and the fact that I'm on at 6:30 and not 7:30 probably puts a twist in my live to air scenario. So I'll have to just roll with it and see what happens. I go live usually to create conversation, and if there's nobody on live with me while I'm on at the same time, the conversation I have needs to be basically just of myself. I need to continue the conversation and make it interesting for those who are going to join afterwards. So a number of things that I have going on in the room for the next little while. Let me pan around. I'll widen the camera again. So I still have the SVS bookshelves. They are there. I did the three-way demo the last few days. They was not level matched. I used the subs. The position wasn't ideal, so I need to revisit my demo. The Arundel towers are now pushed further to the side, so the bookshelves are a little bit wider than they used to be. I still have the Bucart A10s. I still have the Kef Meta R3s. And yeah, I have the ISO Acoustics footers there. So that's the reason why I brought the towers back into the room. I wanted to do a demo with the ISO Acoustics on the towers, on the subs, try to do an A/B of either one. And that's the difficulty with having a lot of products in and borrowing stuff for review purposes. Reviewers have to worry about spacing and boxes and product in and out and moving stuff around. And we're like, it's 4 times, I would say 4 or 5 times as bad as regular users who end up getting like new product, new speakers, new gear, and then you just put it in place and then it's just set. That's it. It just stays there and then that's it. When you're doing reviews, you have to constantly leave like space for everything. I'm moving them out of the way. The amps and cabling and all that stuff gets in the way, and I'm just trying to do my best to record and present the best possible. And it's not always easy. It takes a lot of time. There's a lot of effort there. A lot of the work that goes into this is not paid. It's basically free. So Gabriel Boini, that I hope I got that right. Bonini. Hello from Italy. Welcome. Thank you for watching. I've just got some background music going here. I'm going to switch it up to my weekly discovery list. This is actually some pretty good jazz music on the discovery list this week. Trones is here. What's going on, my man? Welcome. Thank you for joining. The discussion today is all about the Radiant acoustic speakers. I had them in room. I did some demos. I didn't really talk about them, what I think of them. Because the original test, I find like I didn't have them in the right position. Not according to their suggested placement, not according to their on-axis response. I didn't have them set up the way that they should have been set up. So for me to give my impression based on an improper test, I thought that would be a little misleading. So I didn't really say a whole lot. I recorded a couple videos, but I didn't say a lot about it. And I'm still listening to them and getting them in the right position, checking them out. I find that my carpet and the floor is uneven, so like they're a little bit off-centered. I'm trying to get them in the best positions possible. I mean, why wouldn't I? If I'm doing any kind of opinion and I'm sharing any kind of thoughts on them, why wouldn't I want them in their best position, right? It's unfair to be judging them in like an awkward position. So that's what I'm waiting for. Let me flip this again. We'll get in real close. Does anybody not know about these? Did they not know that these were out? Radiant Acoustics, Purify woofers, AMT tweeter. I am assuming they build their own AMT tweeters. And then they got the fins inside to help with the dispersion pattern. Passive woofers on the side. So these don't have a magnet on them, but they do move with the low frequencies. And they're designed in a way to, they're weighted and they're tuned to a certain frequency inside. So at the resonant frequency, the same way a port would actually move the air as a mass, the mass of the woofers actually help to tune the box without any port noise. So it's not a vented enclosure, it's a passive radiator enclosure, and there's two of them. Right, so the Arundells have the port at the back, the SVS has the port at the back. The A10s actually have no port. The CAFs, there we go, that's the reason why I have my mirror. I know people give me shit for my feet all the time. The CAFs have the port at the back. See, now you get to see the front of the cabinet and the back of the cabinet. That's the right reason why I have a mirror. Yeah, so those are ported. Those are ported. These are passive radiators. So I had to make sure that there's enough space on the side to clear the... I mean, that's enough space. There's not like a lot of air or sound that's going to be affected by that. The dispersion pattern around the side of the cabinet, maybe, but not so much. And I mean, even at the back of my room, I know it's not very loud right now, but there's quite a low thump to that bass drum. You can actually hear the depths, the low frequencies in a lot of the music, and it's not even turned up, but they're very responsive in that sense. Like their sensitivity is low, but the low frequency extension it's low enough at a predicted 40 hertz, 44 and 35 in room that you can hear that bottom end very clearly. It actually surprised me. The subs are not even on today, and I'm still getting that like very low end punch from the subwoofer. So these definitely sound best on axis. That's where I like my speakers anyways. The sensitivity is a bit low, so being right on axis actually gives you the highest frequency response. Aaron's Audio Corner, and Aaron did measurements, and a number of other reviewers have already got their technical measurements of these speakers already. So for me, I'm basically just talking about what I hear subjectively and what I notice from song to song, what kind of character they present. And then I'm going to continue evaluating them versus what I have in-house, the SVS, the CAF, the A10s. Some people wanted me to test them versus the A10s, even though the A10s are self-powered and they have their own DSP. I don't know how that's going to turn out, but I feel like possibly that's a fair comparison. I'll have to I'll have to compare the specs, their sensitivity, the details, level match them in a demo, and record what I can from them. Yeah, I think that'll be a pretty interesting comparison. It's the same Purify woofer essentially, just some tuning with the amplifiers are a little bit different. So that's what's going on. The weekly discovery this week, I didn't really showcase a whole lot online. I recorded a video earlier in the week with some of the songs. I've just been sort of low-key relaxing. This week has been very interesting. A lot of changes going on at work. The few things that are happening around at home, the weather keeps changing. I'm still riding my bike to work, so every time the weather changes from like hot to cold, it's, you have that threat of feeling ill or your body just adapting. So been fighting that back a little bit. There's some other family personal issues going on, which I may or may not share, but they will definitely affect my uploading and video schedule. I'll have to detail some of those things afterwards. But for now, these are in-house. Now, a number of things that I read in comment sections are, let me see. I claimed a decent frequency response down to 25 hertz. Now, that's unverified, of course, because it's subjective. It could have been 35. Some of the songs that I have in the tones are into the 25 range, and that's a bit hit or miss. I mean, I could tell that it's deep, but was I wrong? It's a possibility. It's only a subjective experience. However, I mean, I know the songs pretty well. I've listened to them with the subwoofers. I know what the response is. So it sounded similar. I mean, not as much, of course, because there's two subs in the room, and they do a much, much better of getting down to 20 hertz than my bookshelves. But it's like, even with the kick drum on the last song, I'm able to hear the depth in the bass drum like much easier than I was with other bookshelves. And that's the way these are engineered. They're engineered to have a deep, low sort of range. Given the Purify woofers are just capable, that's their benefit. Now, I'm still getting used to the tonality of the high frequency to mid frequency. I don't know if I need to be more on axis, because right now when I'm sitting in the chair, I'm a little bit above the tweeter, and I don't know that that's ideal. So I think I need a stand that's actually 2 or 3 inches higher. Now, I actually wish I had the IsoAcoustics bookshelves platforms. If I had the IsoAcoustics platforms for the bookshelves, I could put those on underneath and then get a little bit more height, right? Like I could just wedge them in here and then bring my tower height or whatever, like up this way. And that way the tweeter would be more aligned with my ear position. I mean, they're aligned with the Arundels pretty much exactly. You can see across the side. Like that's pretty much level at the same position. However, the Arundel towers are aimed upwards, so that in that position, they're still aiming up towards my listening position. So I think I might have to reach out to IsoAcoustics about some bookshelf stuff, because I have so many bookshelves in here that an A/B comparison with bookshelf stands might actually be informative. I'm wondering enough people would want to hear or see that result. The Gaia ones that I have are only good for, well, basically these speaker stands that I'm using don't have any threads for anything on the bottom, so I'm not going to put the Gaia feet in there. And then the Aperta, that's interesting. So those are sub platforms, and they're going to be under the subwoofers, so they're too big for those speaker stands, so I can't use those. So yeah, the bookshelf platforms would probably be ideal, but I have to reach out and see if my contacts are willing to let me borrow some. I did see some online, the used market. They're about $100 or something like that, used market, which is a fantastic deal. I may do that. I'm not really sure. So, how is everybody's Friday doing? What's going on out there in the world? Is there anything that I can play that anybody's interested in? I may just end the stream early, considering it's a bit slow tonight. I only wanted to come in and comment a little bit about my listening experiences, the songs I was using, how I was listening to low frequencies in the room. I might be able to get some tones going, put some volume on some of these songs. Of course, they're going to get copyright struck. All of the stuff that I'm listening has got like basically copyright flag due to the algorithm and whatnot. It's going to demonetize all the whole stream, which is usual. I'm just here to hang out with friends anyways. Not a whole lot of news. As far as audio shows go, my Toronto Audio Fest footage is almost complete. There's 3 or 4 videos I have to edit together. Audio note, live performances in room, a number of different walkthroughs with Princess Pasta Audio and PMC, Geshelli Labs, Orchard Audio. They had a Martin Logan sub in there, so yeah, I'll have to do that. And yeah, I have a couple of those videos, and then after that, I should be finished. We find a really interesting song. Let's see, where's this one? There's no low end on that. Let me find another one. There's a lot of jazz this week on this Discovery playlist. Just been soaking up some of them. Some of them are actually like really good. Like I'll come across a song from the Discovery playlist and it surprises me so much that I have to add it to my regular playlist. That's a metal tune. There we go. Let's put some volume on this and then we'll see how the chat looks. Again, I can hear the lowest note in that bass drum. There's the song we're listening to. Radiant Acoustic Clarity 6.2s. These woofers are really sensitive, I gotta say. Like with any of the low frequencies, they just pick up so much movement. It's like they're able to reproduce so easily, even though we're a lower sensitivity. They have such an articulated sort of movement. It's really kind of fascinating to watch. Even at a low volume, it seems the woofers are still moving more than I would normally see in other bookshelves. So the camera's just about on axis with the response. Of course, the streaming sound is not going to be what it should be. It's actually not that great through the phone. I've heard it before, so none of the samples are really going to be up to spec or up to par. Like, actual recorded videos sound much, much better than the streaming volume. And that trumpet's actually in the other channel. Now this one's on the left in front of us. Really fun stuff. All right, let's change up the vibe. I'm gonna put on one of the songs that I just added to my favorite playlist. There's a release radar playlist that I normally go through, and a lot of that ends up being drum and bass, which is really awesome for bass response. And I'm gonna find one that I thought was really, really fun this week. Let me see where it is. Where is it? Is this one? Zomboy? Zomboy is usually really good with bass response, but I don't remember if it's this song or not. If it will play, hello. My Spotify playlist seems to have been stalled. Not so good. How's everybody's Friday? How was your Halloween? Was it warm, cold? Did the kids get any candy? What happened? Oh, wow. I can't play that song. That is so weird. So this whole time I'm pressing the button to try and play this song and Spotify is not responding to it. Go figure. That is wild. So I believe this is one of the songs that I added to my playlist this week. Should give us a little bit of bass. I'll zoom in on the woofer if it starts jumping off. Get something exciting. What we want on a Friday night, isn't it? Some party music. There's not a whole lot of movement even out of that. It's all controlled. There's some movement there. 6.5 is doing the work, but it's actually not all that powerful. You don't see a lot of the movement, but you can absolutely hear it. It's like I'm in the back corner at about the same position as that speaker in the opposite corner of the room, and amazing output from these speakers. Not ideal, obviously. The towers are still in the way. The subs behind them, they're out from the wall by 3 feet and 2 feet from the side wall, and they're still able to produce that much bass. That's actually pretty amazing. That's easily a dB or 2 more output, more bass than I remember from any of the other speakers, except for the A10s. The A10s with the same Purify woofer are outputting so much bass. The brilliant thing is, though, the AMT tweeter is such a great match to something like that because of the mid-range balance. The distortion levels, like the very, very low distortion levels coming out of the Purify, is being able to reach up to the AMT's range. It's actually really fun. I like it. Yep, this one went in my playlist this week. A lot of exciting stuff. I actually had a playlist going at work today and something to keep me excited. You know how it is. Friday, we need to bounce it up. What else do we have in the drum and bass genre? Let's get this going. Usually these guys don't disappoint. This is Get a Grip, Burr Oak and Jakes. Some cowboy business. Yeah, I'm a big fan of drum and bass. Drum and bass, jazz, metal. I tend to have like all of those. Wow, it's a little bright, huh? There we go. Kind of hard to focus the camera on the phone. Anyways, figured I would just jump in here, go live, answer some questions, talk to the crowd. Although today seems fairly slow and quiet. So I'll just give you a couple of sound demos and then I'll get out of here. So many woofers to look at, like which one do I actually film? Depending on the frequency, it's going to go up and down. Anyways, the movement is really controlled considering the fact that it's outputting that much bass. It's kind of crazy because it's really like 3 surfaces that are doing the bass. So all white speakers, by the way, except for those. Couldn't get those in white. The loaner pair was in walnut, and the Bucard also in a darker finish, so nothing I could do about that. But I'm really, really glad that the Radiant Acoustics showed up in a white finish. That was actually very, very thoughtful. And I'll have to do a number of different demos, showcase a little bit more about these. Let's see if I can't do something else really fun at the end of the stream here. This actually sounds absolutely awesome in the sweet spot. On axis, down low, right in front of them. Oh, it's so good. Let's see, where are my test tracks? See if I can actually do like an actual bass track. Let's see how this does. This is an actual bass track. This should get these woofers moving quite a bit. And no, because they're they're so well engineered that the woofers barely even move. So even though there's a lot of bass coming out of them, there's not a lot of woofer movement because they're controlled and paired with the passive radiators. Little bit of a flutter there. It's not even really that exciting. And you can't pick up all that bass on camera anyways, so what am I doing? Yay! Didn't exactly end up the way that I hoped it was going to end up. That being said, I'm going to go back to just some favorite songs and just chill out. Nope. Nope. Yep. That's how I'm going to end the stream.
Regulate any stealing of his property. We're damn good too.
Anyways, so more
Gotta be handy with the
more
steam,
demos,
you know.
more listening sessions with the Radiant Acoustics will be coming up. I'll do my best to compare them with the other speakers that I have. Level matched, better position. I'll use them like crossed over with the subs. Sometimes using the subwoofers will actually help, but I don't have a high pass filter on my preamp, so at all times the subs and bookshelves will be crossed over only in the subwoofers, so they won't be playing only higher frequencies. I don't know, that's a little bit I guess not having a high pass is going to be a little bit irrelevant because the subs are not really going to add anything to the whole scenario. Cracks, what's going on, my man? Yeah, today's been a little slow, I got to admit. I jumped onto the stream a little bit early to give the other streams some time, and it seems like prime time is just prime time. I went on early and everybody's quiet. So I don't have a whole lot to share, and my experiences here with the speakers, like I have to repeat too for a lot of people who just don't know. The whole thing that I'm doing here with these speakers, any of the speakers, somebody called me a corporate shill earlier because I described the speakers in like without measurements and whatever the case may be, and I said that I had they sent them over because of my experiences online, my enthusiasm about the brand. I happen to be friends with some of the engineers and I've known them for a while. So to call me a corporate shill because I got them for free that's insulting, and it's very, very ignorant. Like, I'm not saying anything about any of these speakers because I got paid or because I got them free. I'm saying it because I'm excited. That doesn't make me a shill, that makes me excited. I don't understand how these like out of pocket insults and audiophile sort of dismissive verbiage became commonplace in comment sections just because, you know, reviewer types, you put something online and you share something you're excited about, and all of a sudden, like, their response to you sharing something that you're excited about is you're a shill. So like what, I can't be excited and talk about something that I like without being a corporate sellout? Is that how it works? Like if you buy a new car and you really enjoy the car and you saved up the last 3 or 4 years to buy that car that you have and you start telling your friends about it, are you all of a sudden a shill for fucking BMW? No. That doesn't make you a shill, it makes you excited. I don't understand how this perspective of like calling out people with bare minimum information in order to like dismantle and pull down any kind of, I don't know. I mean, it's based on mistrust. That's the first thing that it screams, is if you call someone a shill, or if you call someone a sellout, or you call any of these people that do reviews any one of these things, you're basically saying, I don't trust you, which would be better if you just fucking said, I don't trust you, instead of you're a shill, because you don't know. You're just guessing. But you could say, I don't trust you. You know, like that's the way, that's what we should say. I'm definitely not listening to that song with fucking P. Diddy in the background. I will listen to this one. Crack says, but you deserve it. You are a people's man. Seen some really nice motivating comments from you on Insta. Good guy. And I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm not always on YouTube, and I'm not like, I don't know how to describe what I'm doing. I do what I do because I'm excited about it. That's period. That's it. I have a lot of passion for audio, and I love the technology, and I love people that are innovating and doing cool things, and I appreciate all my other friends that are doing cool stuff. Like, I went on live early tonight because my other friends are doing a live tonight, and I didn't want to overlap with their shows. Like, I'm being considerate, but yet people are calling me a shill in the comments because I got these speakers for free, basically, to just check them out from the designers and the engineers. And all of a sudden I'm a shill because I got them for free. Like, come on. Speaking of, there's Scott in the chat. What's up, bro? Just listening to music, hanging out, chatting with the friends, trying to sort out the haters from the supporters. Always something fun to talk about. People just ripping at people with no information other than, like the very limited amount of things that they've seen online. They don't know what's going on in the real world. They don't know what we're doing behind the scenes. They don't know how much work it takes. They have no idea how many hours of work we put in every week, the times that we're waking up, the things that we have to sacrifice in order to get stuff like this. I didn't end up with this set of speakers on the floor to borrow them. Like, Mats Bucard sent me these himself. The KEF reps in Canada let me borrow these directly. And it's not because I'm a sellout, it's because I've been their friends for years. That doesn't make me a shill, that makes me... I don't know, what does that make me, a friend? Do your friends lend you stuff? That's how it is. I happen to make friends because I'm nice. That's the currency. The currency is being nice instead of being an ignorant dick online with people just because you don't agree or don't trust them. Like, there's a better way to do this stuff. I mean, I think so. I think there's a better way to do it. I've seen it from all the friends, those that I choose to hang around with more and I choose to support, and all the good people. We want to raise the good people. We want to make sure that people that are doing good things and being genuine and being authentic and being nice to everyone and still being able to report and be honest about things, it's possible. You don't... I don't know. I have a real problem with how easy it is for ignorant people to pick up their phone and just talk shit whenever they feel like it. It doesn't make you right. It doesn't make the thoughts and the perspective true. It's just an opinion, and I wish more people acknowledge that. It's just an opinion. Cracks is saying, I don't understand why I'm going to say many people comment bad stuff and spread negative energy instead of using their energy to be nice. Yeah, man, I don't understand that either. I really don't understand how the people who obviously are suffering with something in their mind, in their heart, have to turn online and use online comment sections as therapy. Like, they're basically venting their negativity into the comment sections. And I hope that all of my friends who are genuine and real, when they see comments, that you don't allow it to just persist. The same way that if you witness somebody getting bullied, you would stand up against the bully and say, hey, get out of here. We need to do the same thing in the community to make the community stronger. We need to be able to speak out against people that are doing negative and shitty things and saying things to people. Like this guy that called me a shill earlier, in capital letters, basically laughed at me because I said I got them for free. Meanwhile, their leading comment in the comment section was talking about a different brand at a different price point with a reportedly better speaker. And I said, well, how do you know that's a better speaker? Better is subjective. So how, you know what I mean? Like they stepped in presenting a different brand when I'm trying to showcase this brand. Okay, that's competitive, argumentative. And then when I said, well, I got these for free, I'm borrowing them, then they said I'm a shill because of that. So Scott saying, hey, I'm here partying. That's awesome. I wish I could provide some more music for you. Let me find another party song. I'm going through my hip hop playlist and I just want to come across something fun. Oh, this one's from way back in the day. I love this song, but I'm not gonna play it. Nope. That's an old one. Oh, I'm getting there. Oh, does anybody know this song? I love this tune.
Yo, the saga begins. Begin war. I'll draw first blood, be the first to set it off. My cause, tap all jaws, lay down laws. We take it with jaws, we do jokes, rust the doors. Here come the D's trying to make breeze, the guns toss. In full force, some team will go at your main source. My non-Taurus, hit bosses and take hostages. Your whole setup, from the ground up, we lock shit. Blood floods your eye, fuck up your optics. Switch to kill instincts for niggas pop shit. Your nigga know it was the topic. 9 pound, we rocked it. 96 strike back with more hot shit. Illuminate my team will glow like radiation.
Classic hip hop. Alright, I'm gonna play one more song on the way out. This is a song I used as a demo at the audio show, and one of my recent YouTube videos, with the song in it, the artist actually reached out and he's like, hey man, yeah, use any song you want anytime. So I think that's incredible to actually hear back from artists online like that. That's beyond my dreams, to actually have artists reach out and say, yeah, you could use my music. Like, that's cool. So I'm gonna find that song right now. We're gonna play that song on the way out. It is a guitar track. It's a solo guitarist with some really interesting sort of metal vibe to it, but I think that some of the guitar cuts in the background and the acoustic sort of mix that he uses is actually pretty good. So here's that track. And thank you for everybody for being here. Cracks, Scott, Trones in the background. I appreciate everybody coming to watch. Yeah, Cracks is right. He's saying just some small criticism. I think the mic doesn't pick up the quality so good. You're 100% right. I mean, I need to be right up on top of the speaker for that to come through, and I will do more recordings. My plan is to do better recordings and examples and clips of these speakers and the other ones that I'm demoing. I will have those recorded in the next little while, probably over the weekend, now that I've moved the speakers around a little bit. I just want to, I want to be entertaining here. This isn't really to get definitive answers. This is more to just entertain my friends and hang out. I mean, can we really be that exact about audio through a compression and posted to online? Like, YouTube isn't exactly hi-fi. Yeah, I'll definitely get a better recording of all this stuff over the next few days. Hopefully by Monday it would be better. Yeah, the actual recording will be a lot better than this one. And I plan on using 3 different songs that I got. Basically, I was able to use, and they're copyright free, essentially. This is one of them. The other CD that I have will be another one. And then I found 2 other sort of electronic music bass sort of sounds that will really showcase the lower end for the speakers. So yeah, we'll do probably a 4-way comparison. I'll throw the A10s in the picture and put the Bucart audios in the mix, even though they're going to be running on their own amplifiers. And everything else running on the Orchard audio amplifier. So shout out to Leo and thank you very much for the amps. Yeah, so that'll be about it. I'm going to leave it at that. I know Scott's going to be getting ready for his show coming up here with Youth Man. So everybody head over to oh my God, the name of the podcast is so long now. Living It with Scott and Kat, Bass Brings Us Together is the name of the channel. Jesus. Could you make the channel name longer? Can you make it like an acronym? Like SKBBUT? I don't know. I'm just kidding. It would be really cool if it's just Scott and Kat Bass. But you know what? I know what it is to have a full name. I shortened mine because I figured the other name was a little bit long, awkward. There's still a joke in there, but whatever. Anyhow, that was Cincato. The song name is Prestige. Let me bring up the title here before it disappears. There it is. Cincato and Arc Echo Prestige. That's a pretty nice one. The mix on the song is actually pretty good. And yeah, it's a great track. So anyways, I will do better recordings for the speakers, so no worries. All those that are going to watch this after the fact, thank you for tuning in. Lots of stuff on deck. I just need to balance out life issues and things like that. So was a mice spong. Cracks, my man. I love the spelling, dude. That's so hilarious. Scott, I'll see you in the comment sections in a bit. Cracks, have a great night. Trones, thanks for joining. Everybody else in the wings not commenting, thank you for joining and watching. I'll see you in the future. Please have a great Friday. I'll catch you on the flip side. Better recordings are coming, rest assured, and then I'll see you in the future.
I'd like to say